In this video, I'm going to be unboxing the iPhone 17 Pro Max. If you're new to this channel, my name is Sohail. I'm an engineer and entrepreneur here in Australia. I've worked as a product development engineer for a number of years, so I'm going to be looking at the iPhone from both an engineering perspective as well as a consumer perspective. Now, this year with the Pro models, it's only available in 3 colors: silver, orange, and blue. There's no black model, which is a bit disappointing for me. I typically buy the black model iPhone. In my opinion, the next best alternative is the silver iPhone. When I think about which color iPhone to buy, I typically think about the resale value. In 3 to 4 years time, if I do want to sell my iPhone, in my opinion, it's probably easier to sell a more neutral color iPhone than it is to sell a random color like orange. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Wow, okay. I'm pleasantly surprised, to be quite honest with you. I think the silver color is not too bad. Let's take it out of the box. Interesting. Okay. This is a chunky phone. I think silver is definitely the way to go. So in the box, of course, you get a USB-C cable as well as a SIM ejector tool. Now, I know that Apple is moving away from the SIM ejector trays in a lot of countries. Luckily, here in Australia, we're not quite limited to eSIM just yet, but I do imagine that's the direction that things are moving in. There's not much else in the box, so let's just put that aside. Now, I'll be honest, this isn't my favorite looking iPhone design. I think the two-tone design kind of throws it off for me for 2 reasons. One, it just doesn't look as clean as some previous generation iPhones. And also the Apple logo is not halfway up the phone anymore. It is halfway down the glass portion of the back, but it just sort of throws it off for me because it's no longer in the center of the phone. It sounds a little bit silly, but I reckon Steve Jobs would be a bit disappointed. So let's turn it over and peel off the protector. Always a very satisfying experience. So this year, it's pretty clear that Apple has focused on function and performance over aesthetics. Now, this makes a lot of sense when you actually think about it. Right now, everything is moving towards AI, but AI requires some serious hardware and performance. In order for your iPhone to remain at peak performance, it needs to stay cool. And that is exactly where Apple's first major design change comes in. They've moved away from titanium, and the 17 Pro models are now made of aluminium. Now, aluminium might not sound as premium as titanium, but from an engineering point of view, this is the smarter move. Aluminium as a material spreads heat much better than titanium. It's also lighter and a lot easier to machine. Apple is also using what's called a heat-forged unibody design. Now that basically means the entire frame is molded in one solid piece under high heat and pressure. That reduces the number of weak points in the structure and improves its structural rigidity. It also helps heat flow more evenly through the body. So it's not just stronger, but it actually cools itself a lot better during heavy use. Now, they've taken that one step further and included a vapor chamber cooling system. You can think of this as like a mini heat pump inside your phone. What it's doing is it's using liquid to evaporate when the chip gets really hot and condenses back down to pull the heat away from the chip. So when you're gaming or editing a video or doing any sort of intensive task, your phone will stay cooler and maintain its performance. Now on the front, Apple has also made some improvements to the glass. They're now using what's called their Ceramic Shield 2 coating. It's the same nanocrystal based glass, but it's now refined for better crack resistance. Apple is claiming that the scratch resistance is 3 times better. Now in the past, I have used my iPhone without a screen protector, and I have found minor scratches here and there, so it will be interesting to see how much better the new Ceramic Shield 2 coating holds up. Now, of course, I will be doing a full review of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button below and that bell icon so you don't miss that video. Now, what you're looking at is a 6.9-inch Super Retina XDR display. The iPhone display now goes up to 3000 nits of brightness. And Apple has also used a new nano-textured anti-glare coating, similar to the one used on the Apple Studio display. It's a super fine layer that sort of diffuses the light rather than reflecting it back. It's kind of one of those quality of life upgrades that you don't really notice until you go back a few generations and look at the previous iPhones. So now let's talk about the iPhone's performance. Now, the new iPhone 17 Pros also get Apple's new A19 Pro chip. It's built on a 2nm process, which means they're now able to fit a larger number of transistors on the same chip, making it more efficient and faster. They're also using their new N1 chip. This means that the phone now supports Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Thread. And that's all running through the new unified antenna system. Now you'll see the new antenna band around the camera plateau at the back of the phone. They're calling it a camera plateau. It is still a camera bump. I guess using the word plateau is just a more classy way of saying camera bump. Now, before we move on to the camera system, it's important to note that using the aluminium body as well as the vapor chamber cooling system enables the iPhone to keep the temperatures down, which also improves charging. That's why you can now hit approximately 50% of charge within 20 minutes without completely cooking the battery. Apple has also made some significant improvements to the camera system. All three sensors are now 48 megapixels, and now you can reach an 8x optical zoom. Now that's pretty impressive to have one device that can take a super wide angle shot as well as zoom right in and capture an incredible amount of detail. Now, in addition to the improved camera system on the back, the front-facing camera is now an 18 megapixel square sensor with center stage. All that means is that you can now reframe the photos and videos that you take with the front-facing camera to be either horizontal or vertical without losing any sort of clarity. The iPhone now also has dual capture, which means you can record both with the front camera and the rear camera at the same time. So, a lot of new improvements to Apple's Pro lineup this year. Now, I will be doing a thorough review of this iPhone and really putting it through its paces. If you want to see that video, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.